Hey Flower Tribe, it's Kelly Lehman from Cranberry Fields Flower Farm, and today I'm going to show you the easiest way to propagate your hydrangeas. If we haven't met yet, it's nice to meet you. My name is Kelly Lehman. I'm the owner of Cranberry Fields Flower Farm here in Cranberry, New Jersey, and I love giving you guys fun, free flower tips. So please feel free to subscribe to this YouTube channel and hit that bell notification so you know whenever I post another fun, free flower tip video. So let's dive right in. So guys, I made you a boatload of hydrangea care videos. I think I have about 40 of them on this channel. I will link them all at the end of this, and I've showed you some really detailed ways to propagate your hydrangeas, but this is the simplest way to do it, and there's a really great chance that this form of propagation is going to work for you. So I'm going to show you how it works. If I can just kind of remove Lucy, my Bernese mountain dog, out of the way. Okay, you're going to come into the hydrangea plant in spring, and you're going to look for a stem that doesn't have a flower yet. So this is what this one looks like. This looks like a prime stem for me. I'm also looking for stems that are green. So this is new growth. It's nice and green. It has no flowers. And what I'm going to do is literally just gently bend it to the ground. It's also a good idea to find ones that are already close to the ground. I'm going to give it a little gentle bend. I'm going to remove the leaves that are on the bottom of the stem here. So I'm taking off this one just with my fingernail. I'm taking off this one. I'm taking off this set, because a lot of the roots that are going to come from the stem are going to come from where those leaf nodes were. I'm going to make sure that I leave the leaves that are on top of the stem in place. So I have about 2 or 3 sets of leaves that I left alone. That's really important. The leaves down here are removed, and I'm just gently bending it. And I'm going to put a little bit of soil on top. And the next step is you're just going to place either a rock or a brick on top of the stem to make sure that it doesn't pop up. I'm going to leave this rock in place for a few weeks, at least like 4 to 6. If you can leave it there longer, that would be great. And then I'm going to gently just check to see if there's any roots that had formed from the stem. And then once those roots formed, I'm going to leave it here even longer. I think the best bet is to kind of leave it here, if you can, for like, I don't know, maybe like 8 weeks if possible. And then what you can do is you're just going to sever this branch from the mother plant. A lot of times people will see those tiny roots that came out of that stem and they get really excited, and they'll sever that branch from the mother plant and they'll move it to another place in their garden. But sometimes the plant isn't quite ready yet to be moved. So a lot of Flower Tribe members have mentioned that a better practice, once you see those roots, is to kind of leave it in place just a little bit longer. You want to make sure those roots are really, really strong. And then you're going to sever that branch from the mother plant. You're just going to go in there with like either a spade, or you can, like take a scissor and, cut it from the mother plant, and then leave it in place. Let it get kind of used to living on its own next to the mother plant for a few extra weeks, and after that, then you can take that plant and move it someplace else in your garden or gift it to somebody else. But if you're doing this in fall, make sure that when you replant this, that you give the plant at least 6 weeks before that first frost to actually get established, because it needs some time to get those roots spread out to where it wants to be. And I want to tell you why I'm so confident that this method is going to work. It's because this is what Mother Nature does. So we have a giant row of smooth hydrangeas back here. I think I started off with maybe about 10, and now we've just got like maybe 30 or 40 back here. They're all over the place. So if you take a look at this huge hedge, we can kind of duck inside here, and you can tell that all these brand new plants were created by the plant itself. I didn't help with any of this. So these are some of the baby plants that are right next to that big mama plant. You can tell that this green stem bent down towards the ground. It's going to wind up burying itself over the course of the summer, and new roots are going to sprout out of there. But you can notice that there's some green leaves left at the top of that stem, and that's just going to give you another hydrangea that's going to be in this beautiful row. And then eventually it's just a huge wall of flowers. And this is just a beautiful hedge by midsummer with gorgeous white blooms. I wanted to show you one of the ground layering propagations that we did a few weeks ago. This was probably done about maybe like 5 or 6 weeks ago. And I wanted to show you some of the progress that the roots made. So this plant is still attached to the mother plant. So I took one of those stems that was kind of leaning down towards the ground, buried it, so it's under here. I had a huge rock on top, and this is a brand new flower that it formed as it started to grow. And let's take a look at what some of these roots look like after 5 or 6 weeks. So let me get underneath here. I don't want to damage it. So you can see all of these brand new roots, but I'm going to make sure that I bury this again. This has been in here for about 5 or 6 weeks, so you can see if I let it last even longer, maybe about 8 or 9 weeks, I'm gonna have even more strong root growth, and that's gonna give me a better chance of having that plant survive on its own. So let me rebury this, and I'm gonna put my rock back on top. And I made you a video showing you some extra steps that you can do, especially if you have some of those old wood stems and you want to kind of increase your chances, because it uses some rooting powder. It has a few extra steps that are just going to kind of speed up this process. I show you those steps in this video that tells you how to propagate your hydrangeas using layering. And this is actually the layering method that I'm showing you now, but this is just the simplest, easiest way to actually do it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you can, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment below. I'd love to see where you're viewing this from, and I'd love to know what the weather's like in your garden. I love to see our flower tribe is growing around the globe each week. And please say hi to us over on my Cranberry Fields Instagram page and over on my Kelly Lehman's Flower Tribe Facebook group, because there's thousands of gardeners from all over the world, and they're asking and answering tons of garden questions over there. And please also check out my brand new podcast. A lot of you have asked me to come up with some quick, easy podcasts to listen to as you're gardening or on your way to work or with the kids in the car, and you asked for it, you got it. So check that out. All of these are in links and descriptions below, and I will see you in the next video. Excuse me, madam. So basically, can I ask you to move over here? I made it in this last video showing you how to propagate your hydrangea. I want to show you, bugs all over my eyelashes.